Section 176. Revelation given October 4th, 2018, through Denver Snuffer Jr. regarding the adopted statement of principles. Sustained as Scripture October 18th, 2018, through an online vote.
You ask on behalf of my people, and therefore I answer my people. Hear therefore my words. What have you learned? What ought you to have learned? Consider this. A master called his servants and told them, I send you to a far-off land where there is no stone, and command you to there build me a house. When you are done, send me word and I will come there to dwell. All his servants were faithful to their master and obeyed. Some reasoned among themselves that their master dwelt in a stone house, and because this far-off land had no stone, they ought gather and take stone with them. Others reasoned among themselves that because the master said there was no stone, there must be trees, and therefore brought axes and tools to build a wooden house. And yet others reasoned among themselves that they should go and see the place their master had chosen, not knowing beforehand what would be there. The first group gathered stones as they traveled, with great difficulty in their chosen labor. The second group went with haste to the place, but found no trees with which to build a wooden house, and their tools were of no use. Their plans having failed, they remembered their fellow servants who gathered stones for a stone house and returned to join their labor. Returning, they met the group planning only to go to the place and do as their master commanded. Those returning said, We have seen the place. There is no stone and no trees there with which to build a house. We return to help gather stones. Come with us. Those going replied, Not so. We will see for ourselves the place the master has chosen and then obey his command. Those returning said, You are foolish, for the master said, There is no stone there, and therefore must want us to bring stone. The servants departed, one to see the site chosen by the master, and the other to join those gathering stone. When the servants arrived at the site, they too saw there was no stone for a stone house, neither was there wood for a wooden house. They pondered why their master should choose such a place for his house. Looking about, they saw the place was high and lifted up, as if the whole world could be seen from the wondrous place. An approaching enemy could be spied from a long distance. They said, Surely the master has chosen a place of safety, peace, and beauty. Our master was wise in choosing this spot. He must also have been wise in commanding we build here his house. What are we to do? Ought we also labor to bring the distant stone? But among these servants, some began to prepare the ground, clearing a place to build the house. As they moved away the grass and brush, they found there was clay suitable to make bricks with which to build a house. They told their companions, See, there is clay here. Let us make bricks and build the master a house from what we have found here on his chosen spot. And so they made bricks, laboring, digging, shaping, and drying. These servants reasoned among themselves that the labor would be better done if their fellow servants joined them. They sent messengers to those laboring to bring stone. The messengers told their weary, fellow servants, now moving a great mound of rock, that while they were still distant from the place chosen by their master, work on his house had begun. They said, Come now quickly with us, for we have found clay to make bricks at the place the master has chosen, and with you we can accomplish what the master commanded. Many were willing, and some were offended, and some wanted to stop all effort, and return to their master and tell him his command was too great. They argued among themselves, and for a moment forgot their master's command, and forgot those who were laboring to make bricks from clay at the place the master had chosen. After a season of quarreling and disputing, some said, We have neglected our master's command long enough. We go to help make bricks of clay to build our master's house at the place he has commanded. Seeing some depart, those who remained called for all to reason together because the labor was hard and the loss of even a few made moving stones even more difficult. Soon, many others went to join in making bricks. A few others returned to complain to the master. Another few continued to move the stones with little hope to complete their labor to build their master a stone house such as he had before. When the house of brick was complete, all the servants returned to tell their master as they were commanded. Returning, they came upon the place where those few remained faithfully moving stone. Many had compassion on their fellow servants and began a new labor with them. A messenger was sent to tell the master his house was finished. Those who had compassion said, "The master's house is finished. What need is there for further labor to carry stone for the house? Let us not waste the effort of our fellow servants who have labored hardest, and we will put the stones to good use." Hearing the work was complete, the master, with his household, departed for the new house. On the way, they found the pathway improved by stones laid to pave the way. The master was pleased, and said, "I asked you build a house at the spot I had chosen, and this you have now faithfully done. But you have also made a stone road in place of the old pathway to a place where there is no stone to use. Well done, my faithful servants, for all of you have labored to do as I have commanded, and proven your faithfulness. I will accept the house and the road, that none of your labor be lost. I ask again, what have you learned? What ought you to have learned? I say to you that there is need for but one house, and I accept the statement you have adopted, and approve it as your statement to be added. But I say again, there was honor in the labor of others. Whereas I look upon the heart and see faithful service, many among you do not look at, nor see, nor value what I the Lord love in the hearts of my people. As I have said before, I say again, love one another, labor willingly alongside each other. Learn what you ought, and when I ask you to labor, do so wisely, even if you know not beforehand what you will find. I do not ask what you cannot do. Trust my words and proceed always in faith, believing that with me all things are possible. All who have been faithful are mine.